Creative constraint means putting limits on your writing. And it sounds counterintuitive, right? How could putting limits on something creative make it better? But here's the awesome thing. I don't know about you, I have a horrible voice in my head every time I write, telling me that nothing I'm doing works. When I come up with ridiculous rules, then that voice, like a dog, goes running off to fetch those rules. And I am left without the voice for like a whole 10 minutes. The very first time I came across it was in a writing workshop, and we played a game called Flash Cricket. Now, the idea is that you get a word and you start writing. You use that word in the first sentence. 30 seconds later, you get a second word. Now, without stopping, you gotta use that word. And because it's that thing, it's that magic thing where you've thrown the stick and that horrible part of your brain has gone off to fetch it, very often that can lead you in really unexpected, exciting directions. Creative constraint has been around since people began being creative. And if you think of artists who have their blue period, for example, that's an example of an artist taking that constraint, seeing what happens if I only allow myself shades of blue. Well, often what happens is some really stunning, amazing art. One of my favorite writing creative constraints is a French writer who wrote an entire book without using the letter E. Now, impressive all on its own. But then an English speaker translated the book and didn't use the letter E either. It is the most common vowel in the English language. The person translating, they were also having to capture the gist of what the French writer had said with that extra added constraint, right? That's amazing. And while, don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to do that, I am going to ask you to explore the places your brain goes when you have these specific constraints, these limits. Now, I'd love to play Flash Cricket with you. Here's what you need to do. Get a pen and paper or sit at your keyboard, and I'm going to give you a word. Use that word in your first sentence. 30 seconds later, I will give you a second word, and so on and so forth. Every time I give you a word, use that in the sentence you're writing. Okay, ready? Couch. Serendipitous. Twofold. Jacket. Pinky. stratified. And your very last word is bookshelf. And that's Flash Cricket. I hope you had a lovely time playing, and I hope that you have either a paragraph that's a starting off point for a story or maybe an amazing micro. I hope to see you at the workshop coming up. It would be lovely to play some more.